Nkosikhona Luthuli, 28 years, and Kusawendoda Luthuli, 42 years, were arrested. They appeared in court several times, and their bail was successfully opposed. On the 21st of April 2023, the Verulam Regional Court convicted and sentenced both accused to life imprisonment for the murder and 5 years imprisonment for attempted murder and 5 years imprisonment for robbery. In case number 15, police killer sentenced to life imprisonment. This happened in the Northwest Province. On the 30th of November 2020, a business robbery occurred in Marikana. Whilst members of Marikana Crime Prevention were following up on information regarding the robbery, they spotted Thabo Motaung, an illegal migrant, and others at an informal settlement. When they approached the group, they were met with gunfire. A shootout ensued, resulting in the death of a police official. Motaung was arrested, and a pistol and ammunition was seized. The matter was taken over by the Hawks, and the accused made several appearances, starting on the 8th of December 2020, before the Tlhabane Magistrate Court, where he was remanded in custody until his conviction. On the 17th of April 2023, Motaung was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder, 7 years imprisonment for unlawful possession of a firearm, 5 years imprisonment for unlawful possession of ammunition, and 2 years imprisonment for discharging a firearm, and 12 months imprisonment for being an illegal immigrant in the country. Coming to economic protected resources, wildlife trafficking. South Africa is a home to nearly 10% of the world's plants and 7% of the world's reptiles, birds and mammals. Due to the abundance of these natural resources, we are targeted by unscrupulous people who illegally kill and traffic wildlife species for financial gain. I provide an example of such an incident where 16 suspects were arrested during a takedown operation called Blood Orange. It needs to be noted that a number of our cases involve more than one person. And if you note the arrest that we are reporting on, you will note and observe that it is more than one person that are usually arrested in criminal activities. In this regard, case number 16 in court for money laundering, that happened in Mpumalanga. On the 3rd of June 2023, the attendance of 16 suspects, Francis Kipamba, Martin Lukeli, Eunice Lukeli, Sipo Nyundu, the Daniel Maluleke and several family members of Maluleke appeared in the Nelspruit Commercial Crimes Court on charges of money laundering, corruption, conspiracy to commit crime, and contravention of the National Environmental Management Biodiversity Act of 2004 that relates to dealing in rhino horns. This was conducted under an operation called Blood Orange that happened in Mpumalanga, Gauteng Province, and Limpopo. The case relating to these accused persons is postponed to the 25th of October 2023 for the final auditor's report, as well as a pre-trial conference. Coming to serious commercial crime investigation, case number 17. 19 accused persons arrested for money laundering of over 60 million rands. In this case, it happened in Mpumalanga. Between the 18th July 2022 and the 4th of April 2023, the Nelspruit Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation and the Road Traffic Management Corporation, together with other entities, arrested the suspects for fraud, theft, and money laundering. On the 4th of April 2023, Diemekis Peter Buotes, who is the owner of a fleet of 45 trucks, was secured before the Nelspruit Magistrate Court for alleged fraud. It is alleged that he registered fleet of vehicles without paying license fees, which resulted in the loss of 60 million rands. He appeared alongside Tembi Madloyi, Tabani Masuku, Kodiswa Ngelwani, Nomphumelelo Winnie Ngumalo, Agnes Ndinisa, Samuel Gumede, Clifford Kumalo, Precious Matseka, Nkosinati Matlaela. The 18 accused, the 18th accused, which is Maurice Chabalala, was arrested on the 25th of July, while the 19th one, God Gift Ngampalala, was arrested on the 26th of July, which is obviously outside the reporting period, but we just add them so that it can conclude the picture of these accused persons. The case itself is postponed to the 25th of October 2023 for disclosure in the Nelspruit Specialized Commercial Crimes Court. In case number 18, 9 arrests for theft of funds at a TVET college. This happened in the Western Cape. Between March 2009 and August 2013, Luvuyo Lennox Ngubelanga, the former CEO, Elliot Diabaza, Prudence Dinizwayo, Patrick Mbembe, Peter Sam, Andreas Ngubeni, Maude Mzizi, and Shamrak Njozelwa were employees and contractors of the South Cape College, colluded to submit non-compliance bid and document for the construction and renovation of colleges in the whole district. This resulted in a prejudice and loss to the South Cape TVET College to the amount of over 24 million rands. The investigation found then that the matter constitute corruption that prejudiced the Department of Higher Education. This matter was referred to the Hawks for further investigation, and that revealed that the CEO influenced the other officials to deviate from the tender process in order for the scheme to benefit those involved entities. Some of the employees were directors and members of certain entities, and they never disclosed that they were involved directly or indirectly with these entities. On the 13th of April 2023, the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team in George, together with the Public Order Policy, arrested the suspects on warrant of arrest in connection with theft of funds from the South Cape Technical and Vocational Education Training College, which is TVET. On the 10th of May 2023, the 9th suspect, Zukiswa Zitu, who was the chief financial officer, was arrested. The suspects were charged with corruption 16 counts of fraud, alternatively theft, and 8 accused made their first appearance in George Magistrate Court on their day of arrest, and they were released on bail ranging from 2,000 to 5,000. On the 11th of May 2023, the 9th accused, Zuki Zitu, who was the chief financial officer, appeared in the George Magistrate Court and was released on 5,000 rand bail. The matter is remanded to the 8th of November 2023 for disclosure of particulars. In case number 19, 18 suspects arrested for theft of 36 million rand. As I have indicated, you will be seeing that the arrest that we are doing is usually involving more than one suspect. This particular matter happened in Limpopo. On the 24th of April 2022, a foreign national who is a businessman died in a motor car accident in South Africa. On the 25th April, Thabo Matenda, 29 years old, who is an employee of First National Bank in Makhado, opened a profile of this deceased client without authorization, and he stole 36,989,052 rand. The stolen funds were transferred into the new different bank accounts that were created. A case of theft was opened and assigned to the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation within the Hawks based in Polokwane. On Monday, the 29th of May 2023, a simultaneous takedown operation was embarked upon in Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal, Northern Cape, and Limpopo provinces. The first accused person to be arrested in this case was a First National Bank employee based in Makhado, that is Thabiso Matenda. The 18 suspects, which are Moses Banda, who is a suspected mastermind, and Nomapelo Zeti, Rodi Nyeza, and others were joined in this matter. Among the suspects that were arrested include a police sergeant, Azitakazi Matonzi of Makhado SAPS. The case itself is postponed to the 16th of October 2023 in Polokwane Specialized Commercial Crimes Court. In case number 20, the former MEC, HOD, and a company director in court on alleged 420 million tender fraud. This happened in the Northern Cape. During 2003, the Northern Cape Department of Health, together with the Department of Road and Public Works, embarked on a project to construct a new mental health facility in Kimberley. The original contract was to an amount of 290 million rand. It is alleged that some of the contracted building faces possible demolition after 420 million was paid to a liquidated contractor. It was discovered that the company that was appointed did not have the capacity to render the service, and the contract was terminated whilst money was already paid. The work on the project has since been halted, leaving the facility incomplete and unusable, and at considerable loss to the Department of Health. Officials did not follow the normal procurement procedures in appointing the consultant. On the 23rd of May 2023, Patience Mukali, who is the former head of the Department for Roads and Public Works, and Tseholegai Mutawun, who is a director of Baberegi Consulting Engineers, were secured before the Appington Magistrates Court by the Serious Corruption Investigation Team of the Hawks based in Kimberley. On the 30th of May, the former MEC of Transport, Road and Public Works in the Northern Cape, Mr. John Block, was also secured before the same court. They are charged with contravention of Public Finance Management Act, fraud, corruption, and money laundering. Both accused are out of bail, on bail, and the case is postponed to the 5th of October for disclosure. In case number 21, Hawks recover stolen money. In this regard, the matter happened in the Northern Cape. Between the 1st and the 3rd of March 2023, 3 Bangladeshi nationals, namely Aluminal Islam, Ullah Fuji, and Akhtar Atika, tampered with the drop safe used at their shop. They allegedly dropped an amount of 707,000 rand repeatedly, thereby making their drop safe app account linked to the safe to be credited with approximately 11 million rand. A total amount of 11 million rand was immediately transferred to different bank accounts locally and offshore. Irregular activities of the safe were detected and reported to the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation of the Hawks in Kimberley. On the 3rd of March 2023, the trio were traced at Kimberley Airport, where they were about to board a flight to Johannesburg, with their final destination being Dubai and or Dhaka, as per their airline tickets. They were searched and an amount of 23,000 rands cash was found in their possession, which was seized. The trio are charged with fraud, money laundering, and the state has successfully opposed numerous bail applications. Further investigation by the DPCI Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team, assisted by the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation Team, resulted in the discovery of an amount in excess of 4 million rands. The matter is remanded to the 5th of September 2023 for decision on another formal bail application. In case number 22, undercover billionaires accused appear in court for 100 million rands investment scheme. This happened in Gauteng. On the 16th of May 2023, Louis Chakwane and Louis Chakwane Jr. were arrested by the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Unit based in Johannesburg, which was assisted by the Gauteng Traffic, Ekurhuleni Metro Police, and the Crime Intelligence. This happened at a funeral in Mamelodi and at resident respective. On the 17th of May 2023, Susan Chakwane handed herself over to the Hawks, and the matter was placed on the courtroom. They are alleged to have participated in the presentation aimed at enticing potential investors with a promise of a higher return from the proceeds of unregistered investment company as undercover billionaires. The amount of investments tendered is approximately 100 million rand. Chakwane Jr. was first arrested in 2019, where he was granted 70,000 rand bail. The accused then made a series of appearances, but later absconded. His arrest was as a result of a bench warrant for which he forfeited his bail. The trio appeared in the Palm Ridge Specialized Commercial Crimes Court on the 17th of May on charges of fraud, theft, money laundering, and contravention of the Financial Advisory and Intermediary Services Act. Chagwani Sr. and his wife were released on 70,000 and 50,000 rand bail respectively, whilst the junior is still in custody. The case itself is postponed to the 23rd of October 2023. Coming to the activities of financial investigation and the asset forfeiture investigation section of the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation, a total number of 67 freezing orders were granted with monetary value of 183 million rands. A total of 46 preservation orders with a monetary value of 27 million rand, and 17 forfeiture orders with a monetary value of 6 million rands, as well as 3 confiscation orders with a monetary value of 563 and 1 restraint order with a monetary value of 149 million were granted in the first quarter of 2023-2024 of this financial year. This is the kind of work that assists in generating funds for the Criminal Assets Recovery Account, CARA. And the work in this regard is done by the DPCI in collaboration with the Asset Forfeiture Unit of the National Prosecuting Authority that have got the mandate to go to court and apply for these orders. In case number 23, restrained order against Amathule District Municipality is being cited as an example of this type of cases. This happened in the Eastern Cape. In 2013, Amathule District Municipality embarked on a project, Accelerated Sanitation Program, where 66,700 ventilated improved pit toilets in various villages were to be erected. An amount of 631 million was allocated for the project, and the CIESA group of companies was appointed to execute. After the payment of the first tranche, National Treasury lodged a complaint that the company's CIESA group submitted a false tax clearance certificate prior to awarding of this tender. Investigation ensued, and the money to the value of more than 149 million was traced to a number of beneficiaries' accounts, besides the 16 million house, which was bought by the director of CIESA Group, using the funds acquired from the project. On the 22nd of November 2019, the accused, Ntsokolo Chris Wananda, Kosinati Soka, Mpumelelo Shezi, Laluma Taleni, Ogama Mtlangwe, Goodman Vimba, Bongani Mpeluza, Edison Gaga, Helen Kwinana Buadi, and Lovemore Kativu were arrested and released on bail. The matter is currently on the court roll in the Eastern Cape High Court that is sitting in Makhanda, and it is postponed to the 20th of September 2023. That is for the purpose of the outcome of representation that shall have been made by some of the accused person to the National Director of Public Prosecution. The money and the house were confiscated, and a provisional restraint order was granted on the 2nd of December 2019. On the 16th of May 2023, Eastern Cape High Court confirmed the 165 million rand worth of restraint order against the Amatola District municipality officials. This relates to the directors of business, their businesses that are charged with fraud, corruption, money laundering, and assisting others in benefiting from the proceeds of unlawful activities in contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act. In the next case, case number 24, preservation orders in excess of 1.9 million granted. This is another example. That happened in Gauteng province. On the 31st of December 2022, Transnet officials, with the assistance of Bidvest Security, responded to an incident of possible damage to essential infrastructure and the theft of fuel from Transnet fuel pipelines between Waterloo and Kendal in Silverton. A leaking Mercedes-Benz truck holding tanker with fuel suspected to have been stolen from Transnet fuel pipeline was seen in the area. Attempts were made to stop the truck, and when it eventually stopped, the driver, who is Shedi Mhlanga from Zimbabwe, jumped out to hide in an effort to evade arrest. He was tracked down, arrested, and a truck valued at 602,000 rand seized. Mhlanga remains in custody as his bail was successfully opposed. He will be back in Pretoria Regional Court on the 3rd of October 2023. On the 31st of May 2023, the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation of the Hawks in Gauteng, working with the Asset Forfeiture Unit of the National Prosecuting Authority, successfully secured a preservation order in respect of the truck. That was done in Pretoria High Court. Coming to serious corruption investigation, case number 25. The Hawks arrest 5 police officials. This happened in the Free State. In 2022, a cash-in-transit robbery took place in Sasolburg. Members of the public helped themselves by stealing the cash that was scattered around the scene of crime. Fortunately, the members of the police based at Kroonstad K9 and Zamdela SAPS stopped the stealing and seized the cash from the thieving members of the public. However, instead of registering the money in the exhibit register at a police station, the money was allegedly pocketed by the members. A case docket was opened against the members and referred to Serious Corruption Investigation Unit of the Hawks based in Welkom for investigation. After a thorough investigation by the team, warrant of arrests were issued. On the 29th of June 2023, the warrants were executed against the 5 police officials based in the stations that have been reflected above. The suspects appeared before the Sasolburg Magistrates Court on the 30th of June 2023, facing charges of theft, defeating the ends of justice, and money laundering. The accused persons are out on 2,000 rand bail each, and the matter is postponed to the 5th of September 2023. In case number 26, attorney out on bail for extortion charges. This happened in Gauteng province. In September 2019, A complainant who is a suspect in a fraud matter worth more than 86 million rands reported to the police that she was approached by an attorney, Stephen Mangolela, a 53-year-old, who promised to assist her with the withdrawal of the charges against her on condition that she pays him an amount of 550,000 rands. The money required was paid in 3 tranches. The attorney is alleged to have given her a letter purported to be from the National Prosecuting Authority confirming that the prosecutor declined to prosecute on her matter and that the charges have been withdrawn. She opened a case upon discovering that the case was not withdrawn and the letter from the National Prosecuting Authority is not authentic. The docket was assigned to the Johannesburg-based Hawks Serious Corruption Investigation Team for probing. After conclusion of the investigation, a warrant of arrest was issued. On the 19th of June 2023, Mangolela was arrested while at the Randburg Regional Court and appeared in court on charges of corruption, fraud, forgery, and extortion. The case is postponed to the 4th of October 2023. In case number 27 in the Free State, accused appears in court for fraud. During 2020, a municipal infrastructure grant was allocated to the Tlhabane local municipality for upgrading Forisberg pump station. It is alleged that Ntokozo Shabalala, the former director of Infrastructure and Development, appointed the service providers Pump Group SA, Tebotech, and Toboza and Nageni engineers without following the tender process. The service providers submitted invoices for services that were not rendered. As a result, the municipality suffered an actual prejudice of more than 9 million rands. On the 1st of June 2023, Ntokozo Shabalala, Mokeseni Lesibe, Brody Toboza, Isaac Musenohi, Sebada Mofukeni appeared before the Forisberg Magistrate Court on charges of fraud, forgery, and uttering. The case against the accused was remanded to the 19th of June 2023 for appearance in the Bethlehem Specialized Commercial Crime Court, where they were released on 5,000 rand bail each. So the case itself is postponed to the 26th of October 2023. In case number 28, the former financial manager in court for fraud. This happened in the Northwest Province. On the 1st of April 2016, Thabani Selemane secured employment as a financial manager at the Northwest Provincial Treasury using fraudulent documents. This includes his wife's identity document, where he replaced his photograph in his wife's own ID. He allegedly further used the names of his wife in the application for employment. After the appointment, the PESAL system could not authorize the allocation of a PESAL number because his ID was incorrect. An internal investigation was initiated. During the process, it transpired that Selemane subsequently submitted 2 false affidavits stating that he lost his ID and driver's license, and he has applied to Home Affairs to have them reissued and corrected. However, he allegedly absconded the department when he was due to undergo a disciplinary hearing. It would appear that the judgment given is in favor of It would appear that the judgment given in favor of SARS of over 200,000 rands may have discouraged him to use his own name. Thabang Selemane appeared before Mabat Magistrate Court on the 13th of April 2023 following his arrest by the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation on Wednesday, the 12th of April 2023 in Pretoria for fraud. He was released on 2,000 rand bail. The matter itself is postponed to the 21st of September 2023. It will appear that even when you are married in community of property, it will not include owning the certificates or identity document of your spouse. In case number 29, the Hawks NEP 7 UIF claim syndicate. This happened in the Northwest Province. Between 2019 and 2020, two former employees of the Department of Employment and Labor in the Northwest Provincial Government at the Mafikeng and Klerksdorp offices and the four recruiting agents allegedly recruited unemployed individuals under various false pretenses. Claimants were informed that they were being assisted to lodge claims from the Drought Relief Fund, while others were allegedly claiming money from the UIF. Others were informed that they would be employed at SARS, while others were informed that they would be employed at Noma Lalembe project and other projects. The claimants were allegedly each given 50 rand to open a bank account. The bank cards were kept by the suspects. In addition, the claimants were made to complete UIF claim forms masquerading as former employees of Impala Platinum Mine and the Sibanye Ashanti Gold Mine. Subsequently, the suspect processed the claims, resulting in the Department of Employment and Labor suffering a loss of over 2 million rand. On the 10th of June 2023, Daniel Matsuho, Zakaria Mutise Mukhobi, Thabo Muhilwa, Mutlabeli Otto, Theophilus Mpeng, Deboho Musito, and Vusi Makubo were arrested in Mafikeng by the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation and the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation Unit of the alleged claims from the Employment Insurance Fund. The seven made their first appearance before Mahikeng District on the 12th of June 2023, where they are facing charges of fraud, money laundering, and theft. The case itself is postponed to the 21st of September 2023. In case number 30, tender fraud suspect appears in court. Northwest. This happened in October 2015, where Caswell Mtombeni was appointed by the Department of Community Safety and Transport Management in the Northwest Province to help the department in achieving its road safety objectives, which included training of unemployed matriculates and empowering the accredited driving schools in various areas. His duties included training and developing driving schools and learner drivers. An amount of over 21 million was paid to Mtombeni for the commencement of the program. Over 40 driving schools allegedly signed contracts with Mtombeni's company as beneficiaries of the program. It is further alleged that these driving schools used their funds to participate in the program. They did that in anticipation that Mtombeni will compensate them. Mtombeni allegedly failed to honor his contractual agreement with the driving schools and spent the money For instance, as a result, the department incurred losses in the tune of over 21 million rand. On the 26th of June 2023, Mtombeni was arrested by the Hawk Serious Corruption Investigation, assisted by the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation Tactical Operation Management Section of the TOMS in DPCI Pretoria. He appeared in the Mahikeng Magistrate Court on the 27th of June 2023, where he is facing a fraud and money laundering charge relating to the criminal activities mentioned above. He was granted 50,000 rand bail, and the matter itself is postponed to the 19th of September 2023. We want to conclude that, in conclusion, allow me to repeat that the DPCI shall at all times enforce the law of the country without fear, favor, or prejudice. I thank you.
Outlining the work done by the DPCI members in dealing and addressing the national priority offences. I think it's important to know, General, from what you presented here, that the period when the person, when the cases are is reported and when the person is arrested as well as when the conviction is secured, indicates the complexity of the cases that the DPCI deals with on a daily basis. Without any waste of time, I'm going to take now the questions from the media. We'll start from in-house, and thereafter Pelisa will take us through the questions posted online. I see a show of hands. Okay, as a norm, please remember to indicate your name and the media house that you're representing. We'll start there.
Hi, good day. It's Iris Gomez from The Citizen. I just want to find out, do we maybe have an update on how Lieutenant Cullen now considers doing? Also, if we know about the kingpins behind these cash in transits, that caused that, and also, is he one of the people killed in the shootout, the kingpin? And lastly, who owns the Action House? Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Mulo Kumlot from PNCA to Questions. You do tell us about the multi-million kind of assets that you confiscated through the asset forfeiture process. But you never tell us in instances when you have to return those assets. During that process, are there assets that you have had to return because the cases were not strong? Secondly, with regard to the attorney in Gauteng who solicited 500,000 rand, right, promising to or pretending that the case was withdrawn, it would appear that the person who participated in that was also participating in crime, the one who paid that 500,000. Were they charged?
Are you worried that the looming budget cuts will stifle the work of capacitating their works? last question from Alex. Similarly, are you worried about losing skills once the ID becomes a permanent structure in the NPA and officials defect to the new unit on a full-time basis? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will now hand over to the National Head and Management to respond to the questions posted.
Thank you very much for the questions. The first one relating to the status of Lieutenant Colonel that was injured in Limpopo. Firstly, we wish him speedy recovery. He is still receiving medical attention at hospital. So obviously we will not be unpicking how he's doing, but he is receiving medical attention, and we expect that he will be recovering under the good hands of those medical practitioners. The question of the kingpins in the Limpopo, as you are aware that those that were found in the first house, unfortunately they did not survive, which means that we will be investigating on our own without asking them questions, because those questions will not be answered by them, but we will be able to investigate ourselves. So the owner of the house was in the house, which means that some of the questions that I would like to be understanding why everybody was in the house, where there were 11 firearms, in fact 10 rifles, high caliber weapons, and a pistol, or how that army find itself in the house. Those are the things that we will be doing to understand precisely what have happened. You will know that we have indicated that it is not everybody who was participating in that was in that house. Others will be appearing today, as we shall have indicated in a media statement. We will also be investigating. A whole lot of investigation is going to be taking place. Those rifles that we have confiscated, we will be working on the different methods that are being utilized. Our ballistics are hard at work, and various activities are happening. We will not be unpacking how we conduct our investigation. There are other devices that we shall be having in our position that we will be working on them. But obviously you will understand that because potential criminals might also be listening to us, might become clever if we were to tell them what we are doing. But we are unpacking that to ensure that those who participate in this type of criminal activities are accounted for. With regard to the question on the assets that we seize and confiscate, that we don't invite you when we return them, you shall have noted that most of the time we have not been bringing to your attention that today we have seized so much, but rest assured that every day we don't only arrest suspects, but we also confiscate these other proceeds that they generate from these criminal activities. If you use your motor vehicle to carry drugs, rest assured that that motor vehicle will be confiscated. We don't let you go with it, because it is an instrument that you use to commit crime. If after stealing the money you go and buy something, we come after that proceeds, something that you have generated. So a lot of these we do not always come forward and come and report. It is a process that happens that after confiscation, after seizing it from the suspect, the process of allowing you to go and contest, protest in court takes place. It's only after the judgment that really the item get forfeited to the state. Only after forfeiture to the state, then get deposited into the criminal assets recovery account, the CARA. And I think that there is more than 2 billion in that particular account that the relevant stakeholders are busy ensuring that it is distributed to ensure that those who are involved in the fight against criminal activities can utilize those proceeds. So that is what happens. So a lot happens in that space, but we don't always report. And when the individual get the assets back, yes, they are handed back. As I have indicated, we don't report each and every case. They are many. They are many. Coming to the issue of the matter relating to the attorney as to whether the other person who have participated in this activity was charged. No, we haven't charged that person. So after the investigation, in matters of corruption, you normally get two individuals that sit around the corner that we don't see them and negotiate to make certain arrangements. And unless we somehow get to know, that type of crime usually die down because we will not know. And when some of these individuals come forward and say that this is what we have been participating, at time it might be helpful to deal with the one that it will make more impact when you prosecute than to lose both the suspects. So obviously when we have investigated, the prosecuting authority will assess and say that we have evidence on whose evidence are we relying on to prosecute on this matter. So based on that, that is why you will find that there are various processes in the Criminal Procedure Act. You know Section 205, you know some of the plea agreement, and some of the individuals that you would like to use them as witnesses because they lodged a complaint. So we haven't prosecuted on that one. The next question relating to the 611 cases as to how many of the suspects of this 611 that we have arrested, where the cases have been withdrawn, and where prosecution, where the accused have been acquitted. No, you see, we are talking about the first quarter of this financial year. We are only in the second quarter. It's too early to say which cases shall have already been acquitted and which cases will be withdrawn. These are new matters that we have just placed on the court roll in the first quarter. So at this stage, they are still currently running at court. So it will take time. That's why when I've been citing some of the examples, we cite the old ones so that you know we have got several matters that are running in court that have not yet been finalized. We have got more than 11,000 accused persons that are currently serving before the various courts in the country. So as a result, it takes time for some of these matters to be finalized. And it is for that reason that you will also see that the correctional services facility are overflowing. But it is the work that is being done. It takes time for matters to be finalized. So these matters are currently serving before the various courts. None of these cases have already reached the stage where acquittal can be pronounced. The question of the IDEC becoming permanent, and the possibility of losing the skills and the filling of the posts in the DPCI, you may have observed yesterday that there were advertisement of some of the posts in the media space. Some of the posts have already been advertised internally. So there are those that you shall be seeing that are advertised externally. Some we want to recruit from within, like the detectives who have already received training. We also advertise those. We are not doing externally because they are within the SAPS, so we advertise internally. We are working on that filling of the posts. The plan is that we intend to fill every vacant post within 2 financial years, obviously budget allowing. The skills that we might be losing to the ID, when the posts are being advertised in the ID or whatever methodology will be utilized to recruit, there is that possibility that some of the members may opt to be appointed in the IDEC. They will also be fighting corruption like we do in the DPCI, where we also have got serious corruption investigation. We will work together closely, and I think that let's see that we cross the bridge when we reach at it, what the impact will be on the gaps that shall have been created in the DPCI. But if they go, it will mean that it is a recognition that we also have got the best trained investigators in the DPCI. I thank you.
Thank you, General. Are there any more questions? Absence of any? Pretty sure there's nothing online as well. This brings us to the end of this session, and once more, thank you very much for the support. We now take the one-on-one interviews. Thank you.
Please. Linge?
I went one-on-one. What are we doing? We're doing one-on-one. Can you get that microphone? Well, it is.
Put it in the bag.
Sure. Let's come here so that people can just
Be able to
create a space. Yeah, I am. It's a look like.
2. Lieutenant General